In the studio with me is Gina Paytek, and we are talking about how to rock your 2019 goals and actually attain them. That's right, actually attain them. If you are ready for a great change and a great 2019, you are at the right place. Please do leave a review and subscribe so you automatically know when a new show is available. Welcome to the Julie Tussey Show. Get on the Julie Tussey train. We're going somewhere, baby.
Pop the glam pain. It's time for the Julie Tussey Show live guest current events scathing exposés. The original suburban bombshell, the big blonde baby, giving you the fastest, funniest, most informative 30 minutes of your life. And now, here's Julie Tussey.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Julie Tussey Show. Today, we have a fantastic podcast for you. It is New Year's Eve right now as we drop this podcast, and I am so excited. Happy New Year to you. 2019 is going to be so much better than 2018, I believe. In the studio with me is none other than my Gigi.
Hello.
Hi, Gigi.
Bonjour.
Gina Paytek, she's my right-hand girl. My
right-hand all girl. The trouble.
I know. So, Gina, what are you guys doing for New Year's Eve?
Well, I'll be... Nobody judge us too hard. I'll be making some corned beef cabbage. Mm-hmm. And some corned beef stir fry.
That. Is that a German? Is that German? What is that?
No, I mean lots of different cultures have it involved, but ours is more of like from Irish cultures, which it wasn't originally corned beef.
Yeah, maybe it is. But, yeah.
Which is where we get it. Yeah, and then sometimes people will put like a coin in it for good luck, but I don't do that because I don't think you should put money in your food no matter how much you clean it. It's gross.
No, please don't.
Yeah,
don't do that. It's like putting a stone in there.
It'll be gross. So I'll be doing that, and we'll probably stay up for New Year's. Give my hubby a kiss.
I used to do that. I don't know. If I'm awake, I'll kiss Gary, and even if he's sleeping, and if I'm not, I'm not. You know, I don't even know what we're doing this year. I just have no idea. Sometimes we're out singing that night, and sometimes we just tuck in. That's a good way
to do it, actually.
You know, we work so much that just being home together alone is so nice.
Right.
You know, so
I recommend a power nap, though.
Yeah, that's right.
That way you're ready for midnight.
Well, today's podcast, we're going to talk about how to rock your 2019 and actually attain your goals. How many times, and I actually have two previous podcasts that were released, the first of 2018, 2017, where I did something called the resolution solution. And what that is about not setting the same New Year's resolution over and over and over and never having it come to fruition, never having a solution to it. So I want to share... Yeah, I want to share the solution of how to have a resolution that you actually attain. They say that most people make a New Year's resolution. Like 80% of people that make it is about weight loss.
Accurate here.
Yep. And within the first 2 weeks, over 80% have quit.
That's true. I have a friend who's a personal trainer, and he says that January to March is the worst time for him. Because it's the time that he's more likely to have a client schedule and then nobody ever show up.
I understand. Yeah. I understand that. It's crazy. While on this podcast, too, right now, before we get started telling you about how to rock your 2019 and actually attain your goals, we have decided that since Time Magazine could not come up with a Person of the Year, we're going to start doing a Person of the Year on the Julie Tussey Show. Okay? So, I want to announce right now the Julie Tussey Show National Person of the Year this year. I'm going to nominate and make Rachel Hollis, who wrote the book, who wrote the book, Girl, Wash Your Face, which is a #1 New York Times bestseller. She even has another part 2 to that, I believe, a second book.
Right.
But I love Rachel Hollis. If you haven't checked her out, go check her out. This woman is on fire. I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you know anything about her, Gina, but she went through severe anxiety by trying to please other people. She actually became, I think it was paralyzed, like her face, something went on with her face and she was paralyzed as a result of all of the stress that she would put herself under. So she dealt with like anxiety and depression and things like that by not being herself and not being true to herself.
That's
and
crazy.
So she has gotten free and she travels around speaking. She is young, she is on fire, and she is such an encouragement. Shout out to you, Rachel Hollis. I love you. I hope we can get you on the podcast sometime because you have rocked my world. You have changed my life. I love it. You're doing everything that I would do if I was on the same platform as you and what I'm trying to do in my own platform. She's amazing. She's just amazing.
She sounds like an inspiration.
She is such an inspiration, and especially I think she's going to be so good at reaching the younger girls. Mm-hmm. And it's so important because so many girls grow up with all of this inferiority complex, low self-esteem. You know, they're seeing models that have, 11-inch thighs and they're 6 feet tall, and airbrushed makeup, and breast implants are not breast implants, but they're perfect. They appear perfect, and there's so much pressure on girls to be something that they're not, and that God did not create us to be, and they haven't learned how to accept themselves. And then there's the bullying and the cyberbullying and the pressure to do drugs and the pressure to have premarital sex before they're ready, and there's just so much on girls. And I know her message will help men, women, boys, and girls alike. It really, really will. But Rachel Hollis, I love you, and I thank you so much for sharing. Sometimes I'm sure there's so many people who have gone through hard things, but they just go through them and they never have that platform to share their story. It's a vulnerable place to share.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Opening your soul to people. It
is. And I wrote my first chapter or half chapter or whatever we're going to call it to a book that I want to write.
And it was great. I'm really looking forward for the rest of that chapter, wherever it may be.
It's in there, Gina. But I let Gina read it, and I didn't realize it, but I just kind of just laid it out. I was so real about some things that have happened to me in my life, and I didn't really tell a lot of them, and then there was nothing really even negative, but I was talking about how life has, as a young girl, some of the things that influenced me that have made me the woman that I am now, and here 50 plus years I have had to work.
30.
I'm 30. I know I'm 30. Wink, wink. But I've had here I am, 40 years later, still working to get free from the mentality that gave me.
Yeah.
And not that it was even bad. It's not even like it's a bad mentality, but it's a mentality of something that is not me and could never be me.
Yeah.
Could never be me. So I'm going to write this book. I'm working on a cookbook right now. We're going to put that out first, but then this next book I'm going to do, and I'm not even skinny. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not skinny, but I would have been a lot heavier had I not learned some of the things I'm going to share in this book. So it's going to be about fitness and health and accepting yourself and getting through perimenopause and menopause without losing your health and without losing you. Even the simple thing of raising children.
Yeah.
Which I did for 30 years because I had a set of twins, then it was 12 years later or 11 and a half years later, I had another set of twins and I started over and I homeschooled. And so I just felt like all I did, but just you can seem to lose yourself in these things. And these are good things. These are gifts from God. Children are a blessing and they're a gift. And the things that we go through, you can go through them and you can learn to be better. But sometimes you lose yourself along the way. And so for a year and a half, people are like, oh my gosh, you're so busy. I've always been busy, but now it looks like I really am. You're so busy. How do you do that? And I just say, I finally got done raising kids, and so now I'm going to do everything I can do, and so it's like all happening at once, but it's great. So there. Okay, that was free.
Exactly, it's a taster.
But it's it's a teaser. So there's just so much like that. And so Rachel Hollis, she was a little bit of kerosene on my fire, baby. She was some kerosene on my fire. Now, I also want to give the award of the Julie Tussey Show Local Person of the Year. And that is going to be Lindsay Guzman. Woo, Lindsay! Now, Lindsay and her husband moved from Lexington and opened Bluegrass Marble and Granite of Richmond.
Shout out.
Shout out, girl. Love you, girl. And she is amazing. I love her. I love her. An honorable mention to her. I would say she's her right-hand girl like you.
Accurate.
Audrey Blaze.
Love her.
Love her. Love these girls. But Lindsay, I have seen Lindsay be so generous, Gina. She's such a generous girl. She has a beautiful heart. She wants to help. Like when we did the Victress, she was very supportive. I'm not going to tell what she did.
Willing victim. She was my model. Willing victim.
A willing victim of being a model.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, try this. Throw this on instead.
She's so beautiful.
Can you walk down this way?
We got to take her to JCPenney's, who was one of our sponsors for the Victress Women's Luncheon, and we did a fashion show, and we got to take her, and we got to take Audrey, and we got to go dress everybody. I was like in my heyday, weren't you? I was like, oh, put this with this and this. I felt like I was like a Paris designer. Yeah, I was a fashionista designer. And they all looked beautiful and did a fantastic job. But Lindsay is she has given to help the women in this community. She has been a champion fighting against breast cancer with us. She's a mom. She teaches swimming at the Y. She's just an all-around fantastic girl. And I know she has some things that she's working on in her life, and I just see her do it like a trooper. She
is inspiring. Time and time again, she's constantly helping somebody with something.
Yeah, so Lindsay, if you're listening, we're actually making a beautiful picture for you and framing it for you, and we're gonna beg you to hang it in your office.
We'll be really sad if you don't. Imagine the puppy pouts.
Right. So we love you, Lindsay. You've been an inspiration to me and such a support to me and the things we're doing in the community, and I thank you so much. Woo! We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Marilyn. I'd love for you to go and subscribe to the Julie Tussey Show Fabulous Cooking on YouTube.com/C/TMETV.
Here to show you the impossible is possible if you only believe. Never let fear stop you. Do it afraid. Yes, be that person. Okay, Gina, I'm so excited about this subject. How to rock your 2019
successfully.
And actually attain your goals. Like, actually find some success. Gina, I'm telling you, I feel great about 2019. I'm so excited.
Got a good feeling, guys.
It's going to be great.
It has to go better. It has to. I'm knocking on wood.
It kicks off tomorrow. And you may have a hangover or whatever you're doing, but I'm telling you, I want you to have this information because you can make a difference in your own life. You know what it really boils down to? It really boils down to stop believing the lies that your head tells you and all the shish that your head tells you, and begin to believe that you can do anything you decide to do. You know, that really is true, Gina.
Yeah, I mean, you're your worst critic.
Yes, and you're the hardest on you. You know, things happen, like if something happens and me and Gary have a tiff, the first thing that rushes into my head is, you're such a failure. You're too fat. You're too ugly. All of these lies, and they all rush in and try to derail. When the truth, is it true? Is that true? Maybe there's parts of it that are a little true, but basically, no, those things that your mind tells you are not true.
And a lot of times, the things you think no one even noticed. Like, I'll be like upset, and I'm like, I've messed up this entire thing because I did such and such, and it turns out nobody even noticed. Like when you trip in public and you keep walking with your head forward, and as long as you do that, usually you'll get lucky and nobody will notice. But sometimes
And I'm laughing, Gina. I'm sorry because
I'm such a klutz.
No, not you.
I really am.
I have this thing, and I wish I didn't have it. I'm kind of like, did you ever see Modern Family, where every time one of the women hears about a death, she smiles.
Yeah.
And it's like an involuntary thing. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. Well, I have that when it comes to people tripping. Yeah. And as long as I know they're okay, then it cracks me up so bad.
It's always funny as long as nobody gets hurt.
So, right. If they're hurt, then I'm like, no, it doesn't make me laugh anymore. But so Gary knows that. So he'll walk through the living room and he'll purposely trip just to crack me up. And it works every time.
Sweet guy.
25 years later, I'm still laughing at his tripping. All right.
But yeah,
even if you trip up in life, most of the time people don't notice it.
Exactly. So
you just got to act like it didn't happen. You have to act like it didn't happen and go forward. And give yourself some slack. I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of this kind of stuff this year, but you got to learn to forgive you. You got to learn to love you. You got to learn to believe in you. You got to learn that you are amazing. You are valuable. You are important. You are the center of somebody's life, and you're valuable to them. So you're worthy. You know what I say? You are good enough.
Exactly.
That's the lie that comes to me, is like, I'm not enough. I'm just not enough. And that's such a lie. It's such a lie. So we're going to rock our 2019 and actually attain our goals. And here's just a few things of how we're going to do it. And once again, Gina and I went online, and nobody can come up with the stuff as well as we can, Gina.
Right? I mean, and it's not even conceited. It's just that it doesn't speak to us. It might not speak to you.
That's right. And there was, there's great stuff out there, but it's just, okay, I'm probably on a mission from God in this, and I always have to come up with my own content. It happens all the time, every time. But I love it. I do love it. So we were looking at SMART, and I said to Gina, I can't do SMART. I'm going to have to do SMAT.
Right?
And she's like, that doesn't sound good.
I don't want to make a relevant goal. If I made a goal, it should be relevant to me. Like, it's already
make a SMAT goal.
SMAT.
So we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. So we're going to talk about how to actually and completely set goals that you can reach in 2019. What is this, Gina? Oh, I see. Use realistic chunks. All right. So number one is Gina's got a bunch of notes in for me. Okay. I see where we're going. Number one, be specific. Be specific. Like, you can't say, I want to be a singer.
Right. No, like, what do you want to sing?
Yeah. No. What does that mean to you when you say, I want to be a singer? Or if you say, I want to lose weight.
How much weight?
Right. You have to be specific and set this goal. Like, you have to know when you say, I want to start a business. No, you want to say, I want to start a business where I sell blah, 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 and it's going to go to such and such place, and it's going to sell for such and such much. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get it. And I talked about it in another podcast about how you have to have a vision. Like, you have to be able to see it.
Yeah.
You got to see it clearly enough that you can write it down and know that if someone else read it, they can do it. They could do it. They could say, oh, they want to lose 50 pounds and they're going to do it this way. I can see that. I can see how that happens. So when you get specific and write this down, write down your goal, okay? Write it, print it, post it.
Stick it over your mirror.
Put it everywhere. Okay, number two, you're going to need to break it down. There's no one, Gina, that goes from working at Burger King, flipping burgers, to CEO of a jetliner company.
Nope.
Nobody just goes straight, oh, guess what? This guy came in and he made me the CEO, while you're flipping burgers at Burger King. It doesn't happen.
There's not enough CEOs that are spiteful looking for a vacation to come and just promote you randomly, guys.
So you want to break those goals down into smaller attainable goals. Now, we're going to talk about weight loss for this because the Julie Tussey Show deals with weight loss a lot,
right?
Health and fitness. Glamour. We could talk about makeup goals, but we're not going to.
I'm going to learn to do a smoky eye right.
We can't talk about that because you'd have to go shopping. We just got you free from that. All right. So if you want to lose, say you want to lose 100 pounds.
Right.
You have to decide within that, how you're going to do it. So how am I going to lose 100 pounds? Okay, I'm going to do Weight Watchers. I'm going to do keto. I'm going to do my Fitness Pal. Am I going to track? Am I not going to track? These kind of things you have to start to decide. And then you break these goals down into, all right, and here's one that I did. I love fruits and vegetables, but now that I'm so busy, I have trouble getting them in. So I have set myself, and I did it with a 30-day goal first.
Right.
Every day, I'm going to eat a serving of fruit and a serving of vegetables. And I didn't try to replace what I was doing already because I'm already fairly fit in my choices, but I did it in addition to. And what I realized, and I actually did lose, if you can believe this, over the holidays,
awesome.
I've lost like 4 pounds.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
nice.
ma'am. It was 4 pounds that I gained back from being really bad, and you know.
I mean, you lost.
I'm not going to say being
That's
bad.
The important part.
Water weight, sugar, PMS, you know what I mean, all that stuff. But I got it right back, but I lost it over November and December, and I simply have been focusing on it, and they say anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit. Don't know if that's true, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's 30 days for me.
Yeah, kind of make it a hobby, habit.
So it's good because I kind of look forward to it, and now it's like in my mind. Now it's something I think about every day. I'm like, oh, did I have fruit? I better grab these strawberries. Oh, did I have a vegetable? I better grab some celery or a salad and so I'm adding healthier foods, and what I'm realizing is as I'm adding these, it's leaving a little less room for the potato chips or the chocolate or the whatever might have taken its place on the fly. Okay, so they say that the succeed is to do small, attainable changes. Just make small changes that make you attain that goal. So another thing that I've learned, and you can do it 2 ways, but have you ever heard of the 2B mindset, which is Beachbody's mindset? I've studied this whole thing.
I've not.
It's kind of like a half plate of vegetables, a quarter plate of protein, a quarter plate of starch. Yeah. And their theory is instead of trying to lose 100 pounds, lose 2 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's
so good. Talk about
good. It's better than no pounds.
Talk about the pressure that takes off. So begin to set this 100. Okay, now my mind instantly goes to, okay, I want to lose 100 pounds. Divide that by 12. How many pounds is that a month? That'll kind of be in my mind. It's not my exact goal. So the first month I'm going to want to lose 10 pounds or 12 pounds. And how am I going to do that? So you keep making these goals, like you make the little goal and then you figure out how. So if you're going to lose 2 pounds, all right, I want to lose 2 pounds. I don't care if it takes me 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. I'm going to lose 2 pounds. How am I going to do that? What am I going to do to make that change? Let's take that into business. I want to open my own business. I can't just walk in and own a business.
No.
I can't leave this office, and now I could. I could do that. I could go because I know what to do to get a business going, and I could do it quite quickly, but I could not just instantly have it.
Right.
So what you want to do is you want to set your goal. I want a business doing thus and such. Make it where people understand your original goal. Make it where you can write it. Let it be your story. Someone says, what do you want to do? This is what I want to do. And when you're done telling them, they completely understand what you're going to do. Okay? So it's got to be that clear. Then you set the goal, the smaller goals, by researching, how do I start a business? Okay, first I got to register my name with the state. I have to decide if I'm incorporating LLC. What am I doing? What are the regulations of the city for me to have this business? What hoops do I have to jump through?
Yeah.
What fees do I have to pay? How do I get a license? And so you say, okay, this first month this is what I'm going to accomplish. I'm working a full-time job, so I'm going to, 1 day a week, I'm going to make 3 phone calls on my business. Yeah. I'm going to get my state things set up. I'm going to get my name. And you start that way. And then you set another goal. When you reach that, then you set another attainable goal. Okay, I'm going to need money. What's it going to take to get the money to do this? I'm going to research that on the internet. I'm going to go to the bank. I'm going to set appointments. I'm going to raise sponsorship. What are you going to do?
Patreon.
Now I need stuff for my store. How am I going to get the stuff for my store?
I'm going to make it. Because I'm crafty.
You're going to make it. How am I going to buy it? Where am I going to source it from? Do I want it to come from my local community? Do I want to be what's that, Kentucky Proud?
Kentucky Proud and Appalachian Proud if you're around here.
Do I want to do that? Or am I going to import it from China? Am I going to import it from New York? Am I going to specialize? Am I going to be... And you have to make all these decisions. But if every day you're doing one little thing a day, at the end of the year you have 365 days that you have worked towards your goal.
Right.
And you will accomplish things if you are consistent. Consistent.
Those miniature goals inside of that big goal, I feel like, in addition to being a stress reliever, it's a real comfort, too. Because, like, with the weight loss, if I'm losing 4 pounds a month, it might not sound like much, but at the end of the year, that's 48 pounds.
That's right, and that's significant.
And that's what I'll remind myself while I'm sweating it out.
I know, exactly. And, when you have an opportunity to have, a 500-calorie latte that someone offers you, and you remember, well, I'm trying to lose 2 pounds. Your mind doesn't go, well, you got 100 pounds to lose, what does it matter?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's such a mental change. So it helps you to stick to. And if someone's like, do you want to go out and do thus and such for a week and blah, 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 blah? Or do you want to sit and watch a movie? Your mind's like, I'm tired, let's watch a movie. But if you realize, okay, I called the city and I'm about to get my license, I should make a phone call.
Yeah, definitely get that license.
Or I should take an hour. And you know what I mean? And make it, it helps you to make it a priority. And it helps you to believe you can actually accomplish, which is half the fight.
Exactly.
It is half the fight.
Got to silence your own naysayer.
And which number 6 on this list, and I want it, you're going to need it along every step of this, is celebrate every victory. So what if you have 100 pounds to lose? If you set a goal to lose 1 pound or 2 pounds and you did it, you need to celebrate yourself. You need to celebrate that and say, you know what? I'm the man. I'm the woman.
Exactly. And that's encouragement to keep going.
It is. And Gina, I don't know, you may know this, I've lost weight on and off through my whole life, but you do hit a place in weight loss and in business where you will find your stride. You will be like, oh man, I feel so good, I've lost, 10 pounds. And it feels so good that the food begins to be less appealing to you than the feeling of success.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that good?
I'm looking forward to that.
So the food and also the things that would detract you from your goal to have a business or your goal to be a recording artist or your goal to whatever your dream is, that becomes more attractive. That feeling of success comes and it becomes more attractive than the distractions. And here's why I want you to celebrate these victories along the way. You've got to enjoy the journey, number 1. But number 2, that feeling comes sooner. When you are rejoicing and excited and patting yourself on the back and your friends and family are patting you or whatever happens over 2 pounds, mentally, it's almost the same feeling as 100 to your mind, okay?
Yeah.
So it's such an inspiration to you that it makes you choose a green bean over a candy bar. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes a difference. You're like, these things, I don't know how to explain it except that it becomes peripheral. All the distractions become like in your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
And you are just so focused in on that goal and you feel so good about yourself and you feel so good about that feeling of success. So you got to celebrate every single victory, every little teeny goal that you set. I mean, celebrate yourself because you are rocking it. And you are going to be the top 10% of most humanity who will not do these things.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll change your outlook on life too.
It does.
With the celebrating. You'll be so much happier.
It's amazing. So you're going to plan the work. Number 3, plan the work. So when you break it down into goals, so if you want to lose 2 pounds, and I already talked a little bit about this, you're going to plan the work. Okay, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do personally? We're all different. What am I going to do? I need to call the city. and I need to call the state, and I need to get inventory, and I need to get, and you have this whole list of things that you need to do, and you've set it in small goals. Plan it out. What comes first, and what am I going to do to accomplish it? And make a commitment to yourself. You know, I think a lot of times we don't make a commitment to ourselves because we don't feel valuable. We don't feel worthy. We don't feel like we're enough. And you are enough. And you can do this. Yeah. You can do this.
Definitely.
So plan the work and then do it. Plan the work and then work the plan. Number 4, work the plan. Okay? So I get up in the morning and I've decided I'm going to lose 2 pounds, and I'm not going to go out and eat, a pumpkin pie or a coconut cream pie or reach for that junk. I'm going to cut back on my creamer a little. Whatever it is I decided, I can stick to that because I planned it. So now I'm going to work the plan. And then when I work the plan and I accomplish the goal, kudos to me. Yay, Julie. You start feeling better. You see what I mean?
And it's a great cycle.
I know. It's awesome. And it does work. And then number 5, I want you to chart your progress. So make this real. You don't have to let anybody else see it. But you want it in writing somewhere. You want to say, I wrote down the vision. Here's how I'm going to do it. And it can change. Like if you call the state and they say, well, you have to go back and do A before you call me on B. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever it is. You can change that a little bit and clarify.
Yeah, you got to leave room for life.
But you want to chart it. So if you're losing weight, you want to write down. I would do it in my daily planner. Like I have a calendar.
Yeah.
And I would do that, every Friday I'm weighing in. And I'm going to put minus what or whatever. And then whatever it is that makes you feel good, a sticker or whatever makes you feel good. But chart it so that when you hit those times when you want to quit, you can go back and say, okay, wait a minute. I did this, and I did it for this long, and I've lost 50 pounds.
Right? I don't give up now.
You know what it does? It shows you, you know what, Gina? You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. And you've proven it to yourself, and you even have it written down and charted where you can prove. You've taken your measurements. You've weighed yourself, and you've journaled about it. And instead of eating your emotions, you're writing them out, and you have that in writing. You can prove to yourself that you can do it. With business, you can prove to it. I have a license hanging on my wall, doing business as. I have a state ID number. I have pictures of how I want my storefront to look. See, you document these things. And it's great in your phone, but there's something about like physically writing things out. Oh, yeah. They say if you write something, you remember it 7 times longer.
There we go.
You want to remember the positive things and the things that you've done to improve yourself and the things that you've done to fulfill your vision and your dream and reach that goal. Well, Gina, that was some good information. I've really, really enjoyed this podcast. This is like really, truly, when we talk about these things, you can tell it's like coming from my heart.
Yeah, definitely. Sharing the love. Yeah,
I'm sharing the love because I just love people so much, and I want them to experience living their dreams. I mean, I can't say 100% I've done every single thing I ever thought, but I've done a lot, and I actually do live my dream every day.
I know. You see me.
Gina Gigi was my dream.
Just kidding.
By the way, G, I am rocking me some lashes right now, and it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you look like a New Year's party.
Thank you. I just got them done. I just need to put a little bit of diamonds on them now. Right. But I've been going over to Jennifer Woods at Savvy Salon and Spa, and she is so amazing. She is a sponsor of the Julie Tussey Show, an official sponsor. Oh. I love it. And I just got my first fill, and they are beautiful. And I told her, I said, I know what you're doing to me. You're getting me addicted to these. Right? And, it's so bad because I really, really love them. They're so good. Thank you. So, they are worth every penny because you get out of bed and have you noticed how little makeup I have to wear?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty great. I bet you're saving it quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I am saving money on that. I don't even have eyeshadow on or anything, and they're just so full and beautiful, and I'm just rocking it. I'm rocking it. So I'm going into 2019 with my fabulous lashes, and you need to join me. Give Jennifer Woods a call at Savvy Salon and Spa in Lexington, Kentucky. They are amazing there and definitely worth the drive no matter where you're at. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today. I hope that it was a blessing and an encouragement to you to set your goals and reach out to follow your dreams. I also wanted to mention that you can see the Julie Tussey Show Fabulous Cooking on youtube.com/C/TMETV. All of these links will be in the notes below. Please do share the podcast with your friends and family. Thank you so much again for listening. And remember, you only get one life. Live it to the fullest. Tussey Homes Incorporated would like to thank you for listening to The Julie Tussey Show. If you're looking for a beautiful original design home in the Richmond, Kentucky area, please reach out to them at facebook.com/Tussey Construction. Tussey Homes, welcome home. After a week of hearing hundreds of I can'ts, I'm here today to tell you you can. Find us on social media at facebook.com/The Julie Tussey Show and Instagram, The Julie Tussey Show, home of the original suburban bombshell. Want to feel amazing, strong, and healthy any time of the day or night? Go to Get Fit in Richmond, Kentucky. Open 24 hours a day with memberships as low as $14.99 a month. Fitness on your schedule. Get Fit. I know you're the man I want to meet. Everything about you calls my name. If life is my oyster, darling, pass the hot sauce.